Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also find us on all the social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, X now, among many, many others. But again, thank you so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. That's when we're actually on live. And then all of the other ways, backup ways you can find us if you're busy at work and can't watch during those hours. Wanted to talk to you about literacy, child literacy, development, and why is that important for children? Dolly Parton has started an organization, and it's a free thing, and so I know she's helping some kids in Jackson County, and this is where she's handing out books for them, and books are really important. You see behind me, yes, these are real books, and this is only part of my library, by the way, but it's really important that you grow and you learn, and the way you can grow and learn is through reading. And now I'm reading to you guys almost every day using my iPad, but there's something about that book and turning a page to the book. Now, that's the thing, it's better for your eyes. So we need to raise the kids now, ready to learn to read and ready just to learn and use their imagination. I grew up loving to read, and household wasn't the best in the world, and I would use my books as an escape hatch. Loved Nancy Drew, and I loved Pippi Longstockings. All of those books were really, I could use your imagination in those. They were family approved, by the way. Make sure everything your child reads is approved by the family. But let's talk about this. Here are some teaching tips. School has started back, and kids, they've had all summer to be outside. They got to be pinned down now to do their studies. So let's talk about this. So literacy development is the process of learning words, sounds, and language. So child development skills in order to learn to read and to write it confidently, and also eventually improve their communication skills overall. It's extremely important. So the stages of literacy development that a child goes through can vary depending on the child's comprehension levels, but generally include the same key concepts along the way. And I want you to write down this website when you get a chance. If you need to look back again to watch the show, but this is a real good one. And this one will also help you to help your children. IWTEARS.com. IWTEARS.com. You'll find all kinds. It's just chock full of great information you can use. You got to help the teacher, okay? It's not all up to the teacher, so it's up to mom and dad or your grandparents, whoever is raising the children, to be able to help those kids develop those skills as well. So the stages are a key factor in helping the educator decide how they need to teach the children. So with an understanding of literacy development and how to address each stage of development, both educators and students and parents alike will be set up for success in the classroom and at home. So why is literacy development important? As the pillars of language and reading skills, literacy development is a critical time in a child's life. Educators need to understand why literacy development is so important in order to effectively help children with each stage of their early literacy development. So here are a few reasons why early development is important, and I'll have it as early as you can. And I'm talking about while the baby's still in the womb. Read to that child. That's what I did. And so Brad, my son, he's in his 40s now. You hardly ever see him walking around without a book. Now, on his job he doesn't, but he's always reading something. He's just really into that, and I think that makes a much smarter child, and they develop earlier. So here are a few reasons early literacy development is important. So children with confident reading abilities typically struggle less with their studies and have a confident approach to their education. Also, strong literacy skills translate well into development learning and encourage consistent growth in and out of the classroom. Literacy development affects the way students communicate and problem solve. Now, those with strong literacy skills usually have improved cognitive ability. Now, here are the 5 stages. As a child grows older and demonstrates the key stages of literacy development, they will improve their reading and writing ability. The 5 common stages of literacy development include emergent literacy. We're going to talk about these and dig a little further. Alphabetic fluency, words and patterns, intermediate reading, and advanced reading. Each stage of literacy development helps the child move forward and become a stronger student. Now, keep in mind that a child's current age group doesn't necessarily mean that they're at that step in their early literacy development. Some kids just want to play more. That doesn't mean anything is wrong with them. They're just going to pick this up a little bit later, and that's okay. It really is. I think sometimes we get into this competitive spirit, like my kid needs to be able to, recite their alphabet sooner than other kids do. Don't rush it. I mean, you need to lead, but don't rush. I found when I was rushing Brad into doing things, all I did was made it worse. And so lead, and that's a real important thing. Number 1, emergent literacy, telling us the age range is between 4 and 6 years old. I might say a little bit sooner than that. So as the earliest stage of literacy development, emergent literacy is the first moment that a child begins to understand letters and words. While many of the behaviors of this emergent literacy stage are not fully developed or formed, and could be some irregularity, these are still some of the first signs that a child is beginning to form literacy ability. So here are some of the behaviors of stage 1 learners. Okay, pretending to be able to read children's books. You'll notice that out of them. Now they can't read yet. They're looking at the pages, but they're pretending to read. The ability to recognize the first letter of their name. Sometimes I know when Brad started, when I knew he was ready, is you would ask him what his name was, and there was a stage he went through his life, he would say B for Brad. So he would just say B instead of his name Brad. The ability to recognize the first letter of their name, singing the ABCs, even if they were unable to identify the letters separately. That's important. Trying to memorize certain books for you to read to them. I know one of his, it was about a little red car. And he would pick up that book and say, read to me about the car. See, he identified that. Now, the graphics, I'm sure, was a big picture of a car. And My Little Pony was another one of his favorite books. And I would say, which book do you want me to read to you today? He would always pick up the right one. And he would say, I want to read about the pony. Or, again, the little red car. So those are important. You know they're ready when they start doing that. The ability to recognize some letters and potentially their sound. I remember Brad would watch Sesame Street, and I would watch it with him. But there was a character that he really loved, Sammy the Snake. And that's how he learned his S words. And anything that started with the letter S, he would say, is it like Sammy the Snake? So see, he was picking that up. Just listen to your kids, okay? You'll gather the information from them. You'll know they're ready when they start with little episodes like that. The ability to find words in their environment. C for cat, D for dog, F for flower. They'll come up with those words for you. Just listen to them. Okay, if you'll listen to your kids and put your mind in their mind, you're going to learn a lot from them, and they're going to learn a lot from you. Okay, here are some behavior signs right here to learn the strategies to support emerging readers by helping them understand what alphabet knowledge and awareness and why they're both so critical. And so this is another reason I want you to really get this website, IWTEARS.com, because in this website you're going to be able to pick up some videos that you're going to be able to get and share with your kids. Okay, so one link they have, and you'll need this link, 5 essential strategies to effectively teach letters and sounds to your kids. Okay, stage 2 alphabetic fluency. Age range on this is going to be somewhere between 6 and 7. As your child grows older and more comfortable with learning their words and letters, they'll learn alphabetic fluency stage of literacy development. And here's some behaviors of stage 2 learners. Okay, first of all, they no longer pretend to be reading. Okay, you're going to see them look at words, and you'll see them point that word, and you'll see them speak that word. Finger pointing to words, I got ahead of myself. Finger pointing to words while reading them. They're beginning to recognize words, admitting they're unable to read certain words. That's a big step right there. That means they're ready if they're admitting that. Using pictures and context clues to figure out certain words. Reading out loud, word by word. Oh boy, did I feel good when I saw him doing that. That was so awesome. Stage 3 would be words and patterns. Age range on this is going to be somewhere between 7 and 9 years old. Sometimes this is referred to as the transitional stage of literacy development. The words of the pattern stage is when children begin to develop stronger reading skills. This is the stage when children can vary the most in terms of skills and may develop or adopt behaviors in multiple stages of literacy development. Here's some of the behaviors of stage 3 learners. Less decoding of words and stronger ability to comprehend reading materials. More self-correction when what a word read is unclear. Start correcting themselves. That's really good. Okay, less sound by sound reading and easier time grouping letters. They're able to recognize words that pop up most often automatically. This is when you start getting those little cue cards out there and you'll pull up a cue card. What's this word? Okay, able to recognize words that pop up most often automatically. Less resilience on context clues to figure out unknown words. Beginning to be able to spell complex, consistent words like t-ch. That's a good one right there. Okay, let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break. I just saw what time it is. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Or if you're watching us after the show and you're finding us on social media, we appreciate you watching then as well. Understand schedules can be a little bit weird sometimes. Believe me, we all live in that world, so that's totally understandable. We're talking about literacy. Literacy development, important. Why is it important for children? It's extremely important that you don't hover over them, but that you are aware of when to go to the next stage. The first stage we talked about was stage 1, that's emergent literacy. This is age range, about 4 to 6 years old. They start pretending they're reading. Some of those things are happening. So you know they're just about ready for the second stage, which is alphabetic fluency. Age range on this is right here is around 6 to 7 years old. And some of those behaviors is they no longer pretend reading. I mean, they're actually getting it. And you're watching those kids develop. Stage 3, words and patterns. This age is between 7 and 9 years old. And so less decoding of words, stronger ability to comprehend reading materials. They're bringing you books, okay? They know what the name of that book is. They know what the title is. Number 4, let's get into this one. Intermediate reading. This is stage 4. Age range on this is going to be anywhere between 9 and 11 years old. So with the intermediate stage of literacy development, children begin to rely less on educational crutches that help a child learn new words. And this is also when children are becoming able to write out sentences with less error and to develop stronger fluency overall. Now, here's some of the behaviors of stage 4 readers and learners. Okay, reading to learn new information and writing for multiple purposes. Less difficulty with independent reading. You're seeing them are taking off on that little book they have there. Reading to explore new concepts from numerous perspectives. Reading longer materials such as textbooks with little difficulty. They also find this interest in wanting to learn and develop new vocabulary. That's really important too. Let me tell you one of the best things you can do. You want to go on taking your kid, let's say it's hot outside, it's in the summertime, school hasn't started yet. You know, one of the best places you can take, and it's going to be cool inside, is a library. Take them over there to the kids section. Let them pick out the book. You sit there in the library, find a little cozy place, check out the book, go home with the book. Let them understand what the library is all about. Do you know that Brad and Larissa part of their day when they have a day off is go to the library? They do that. In fact, Larissa was taught the same way Brad was, how important books are. Go to thrift stores and buy books. Thrift stores are overabundance of books, okay, that you can buy for almost nothing and take home and let these kids read these books. There are also programs out there that you can check out books and you can swap books. Look for those. You can find those in the marketplace on Facebook and on other social media sites as well. A book is your child's best friend. Okay, so let's talk about the behaviors of stage 4 learners. And again, we found this is called intermediate stage. Okay, reading to learn new information and writing for multiple purposes. Less difficult with independent reading. They're reading to explore new concepts from numerous perspectives. They're not going to have just this one little particular area now that they're looking for info, because they see this whole new world out there. It's called the world of reading. Reading longer materials such as textbooks with little difficulty. They have an interest in wanting to learn to develop new vocabulary. That's pretty awesome there. Okay, let's talk about stage 5. This is advanced reading. The age range on this is 11 to 14 years old. As the last stage of literacy development, advanced reading is when children become fully fluent and they're capable of relying on independent reading to learn new information. Reading and writing providing little difficulty, and students can absorb complex reading materials during this stage. Now, here are some of the behaviors of stage 5 learners. Now, some kids reach these levels sooner than others. Some are a little bit later, some are sooner, and that's perfectly okay. Don't label your child because they're learning this behavior age, say, 12 to 15 instead of 11 to 14. It's okay. Let everybody develop their own stage of learning. Okay, the desire to read numerous types of reading materials. Isn't that awesome? When you see them get a Lone Ranger book out there and they want to reading that instead of the little red car. It's pretty cool. Reading becomes a daily tool for learning new information. They're little sponges. They're taking all this information in. It's better than television any day. Reading a book is so much better. The ability to formulate longer text, such as essays or book reports. They're excited now when the teacher says, okay, then we're going to have a book report. I want you to get ready for the book report. The ability for readers usually have a strong understanding of the meaning and the semantics of words. The ability to understand and retain complex reading materials. I don't know if they even have this anymore. When we were going to school, we had something called the Weekly Reader. And I couldn't wait to get my hands on a Weekly Reader because there was always some new information. And what I always loved was private investigating, something to do with animals, something to do with travel. So anytime we got the Weekly Reader and there was something to do with a dog or a cat or any kind of an animal whatsoever, I jumped on that segment first. And that's what I loved about the Weekly Readers. I'm pretty sure they have something like that now, but you're a parent now. You have the internet is at your fingertips right now. You can find any of those reading materials on thriftbooks.com, so you're not spending so much money. Again, go to Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. It's just a huge, huge little book nook back there full of reading materials that you can find for your child. I'm begging you to do it. Okay, so we talked about the ability to understand and retain complex reading materials. Now, develop early literacy with learning without tears. Now, first of all, if it winds up being a big, big thing to you and you dread doing it, kids going to pick up on it. They're not going to have fun, and you might as well just not even do it, okay? And let somebody else do it for you. So every stage of literacy development provides its own unique challenges and triumphs in learning to become confident in reading and writing. Learning without tears specializes in early childhood development programs that help further progress within the stages of literacy development. So Learning Without Tears offers a wide range of educational materials to help teachers create an engaging lesson plan that will get children excited to learn more, and parents as well, okay? With resources for parents to get children set up for school and programs for teachers to teach early literacy concepts, Learning Without Tears is committed to helping children become confident students. Learning Without Tears has created resources and educational materials for children in pre-K to 5th grade to help students succeed during every stage of literacy development and early childhood education. Now, explore Learning Without Tears to help kids get the most out of their education today. Like right now. Okay, now A to Z, Matt, Man, and Me. Seamlessly bringing the ABCs to life with building fundamental literacy skills. And with our new letter book series, each of our illustrated letter books produces a letter of the alphabet and emphasizes their associated sound through captivating visual stories. And there's more information about this as well. Let me pull one of these tags up, okay, where it is set up for school and early literacy concepts. And by the way, bless your heart if you are a homeschooler and you teach your kids at home. I think that's why their reading is so much more advanced, because you're able to spend more time with them and you're really in there and you're the parent, and they're going to listen to the parents, right? But teach them to listen to the teachers as well. So let's go to the blog they have here. And by the way, again, we'll only have less than a minute. So the website is iwters.com. This is such an awesome website right here. So let me give you some of the categories that they have. I've only given you a tiny section of it. So, are we scaffolding too much? Recipe for readiness, part 5. The power of picture books. Oh yeah. 4 ways to transform all your students. Unlocking fluent reading and 10 qualities of phonics reading. Let's check on this one. 10 qualities of phonics reading and Me decodable books. This is really good. You got to really check out this website, iwters.com. I'll make sure you've got that link down here as well. Thank you again so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much. Teach those kids to read at home as well as at school, okay? And then that way they're going to be much more eager when they get to school. Thank you again so much for watching.
You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it? Because God's children are not for sale.
Rated PG-13.